at the station, Mother. It's Irene Stewart.
Hello, Irene. Jane, I'd like you to meet my daughter, Cecily.
Hello, Jane.
And your Aunt Irene. So, this is our dear little Victoria Jane.
Just Jane, if you please.
Of course, you dear funny child, it can be Jane. Your father's dreadful car broke down, so I've come instead.
We have to be off. But I am so looking forward to having you in my class, Jane. I'll see you next week.
Goodbye, and thank you so again. Goodbye. Goodbye, Jane. Poor child. We should be going, too. So your grandmother Kennedy is good to you, isn't she, Janie?
Yes, very good.
What has she told you about your father?
I've never been allowed to discuss him.
Oh, surely she must have said something about him. She never did care much for your father, you know. I thought she might take her spite out on you. You know, it was really she who made all the trouble between your parents. You're not at all like your mother. She was the prettiest little thing I ever saw. I'd heard she'd been ill, poor dear. She always was, well, frail, I suppose you could call it. Such a pity. Now, there's nothing wrong with your father's blood. I can vouch for that. I've always been more like a mother to him than a sister.
When will I see my father?
Your father will pick you up at my place tomorrow.
Where is your place, Aunt Irene?
I suppose I shouldn't really call it my place, should I? It's just that I've lived for so long with the Morrows, I really feel I belong there.
The Morrows?
Surely you know who the Morrows are? Finest family on the island. They've always been very close to us. I first came here as secretary to old Mr. Morrow. His eldest daughter, Evelyn, and I. Just like that. Come along, my dear. Lillian's dying to meet you.
Is Lillian a Morrow, too?
Well, of course, my dear. She's Evelyn's younger sister. I'm her personal secretary and companion. There you are, Aggie. Would you take Miss Jane's bags up to the guest room? To the guest room.
Which guest room would that be, Miss Stewart? Miss Lillian's or Miss Evelyn's?
Well, I suppose it'll have to be Miss Evelyn's. The plumbing's still not fixed in Lillian's. Aggie is strong as an ox. Just a bit deaf. Take your coat off now, dear. My, what a great mane of hair you have, dear. I can just tell how hard it must be to manage.
Will Evelyn be here, too?
For heaven's sake, don't mention her name in front of Lillian.
But they're sisters, aren't they?
Yes, but Evelyn's dead. Lillian, dear, I do hope we're not too late for tea. The train was quite a bit behind schedule.
So, this is Jane Stewart. You have a look of your father about you, Jane.
My, but she looks to me to be the image of her grandmother Kennedy, Lillian.
Andrew and I have always been very good friends. I hope that we'll be able to continue that friendship.
Yes, I hope so.
Did you know Lillian and Evelyn were the toast of the island in their day? Here they are as children. They were sweethearts of your father's. Lillian is still so attractive, don't you think? Thank you, Aggie. Come on, Jane.
Where does that door lead to?
To Evelyn's bedroom. I always keep it locked. This was her guest room, you see. Nothing has been changed in there in the past 10 years.
What did she die of, Aunt Irene?
Her car was found at the bottom of the North Shore Cliffs. She must have lost her way in the blizzard that night, and she drove over the edge. Poor Evelyn. Ah, me. I should know better than to tire you. You must be exhausted. You can't imagine how happy I am to have Andrew's little girl, my only niece, near me at last. Good night, lovey.
Good night, Aunt Irene.
It's hard to forget someone like that.
Aunt Irene? Andrew Stewart, Evelyn Morrow at the time of their engagement.
I see somebody picking at her breakfast.
Aggie, would you get the door, please?
It's only your father, lovey. I'd recognize the sound of that old purse of his any time. Don't be nervous, dear. You stay right here, and I'll bring your father in to meet you.
Get off! Get away!
It's all right. He won't hurt you. He won't hurt you. He just loves people. Aggie, take him outside, will you?
What's that? You screaming like a banshee, Jane. What the neighbors will think, I can't imagine. Well, aren't you going to kiss your father? Isn't she a daughter to be proud of? Fetch your things, Jane. We're leaving at once.
Andrew, won't you stay and have some coffee?
I'm afraid I can't, thanks, Lillian. I've decided to open up Lantern Hill. I want Jane to live with me there.
Lantern Hill. Goodness. Do you have enough food and supplies?
Don't trouble yourself. We'll pick up what we need on the road.
No trouble at all. Won't take a minute. Aggie, give me some help.
Are you out of your mind? Why do you want to take her back there?
I can't keep a child cooped up in my apartment. Besides, it's close to Cecily Stanley's school.
And the local tongues will all be wagging if you go back, won't they? That part of your life is over, Andrew. But just let it go. Think about the future.
Let me manage my own life, Irene.
You've made such a success of it so far.
Mind your own business. I intend to handle this in my own way, Irene, alone. There's no need for you to come along.
She's got a secretive strain in her I don't like. Old Mrs. Kennedy will never be dead while Jane is alive.
Knows how to hold her tongue, is that it?
It's more than that. She's... If there's anything else you need, will you let us know, Drew?
I made your favorite. Freshwater cress and tomato. And peanut butter for Jane. She hardly touched her breakfast. And there's some fresh milk and Staples.
Thanks, Lily. You're always so thoughtful.
Do be careful of the poison ivy, dear. And the mice. Don't let that rundown old house depress you, Jane. We can always come and rescue you.
I bought you some toffee. Here. What have they told you about me?
Nobody will tell me anything.
See. Well, we're neither of us much for talking. I'd rather people left me alone, too. Grab the wheel. For Pete's sake, grab the wheel. Gas it! Gas it! Atta girl.
The brakes don't work.
They retired months ago. More! More!